So before I started my journal flip, I wanted to give you a quick sneak peek into my art studio. Some of my paintings are spilling out into the hallway down here. They're my large ones. I'm running out of storage. There's one of my favorite paintings I did with Christy Sobolewski a couple years ago. And here we go into, this used to be my son's bedroom. It's small. It's maybe 10 by 10. Here's my work table. I hope the lighting is okay. I tend to keep too much stuff on my table and I don't have room to work. So I have cleared it off recently, so it's looking pretty good. There's some work from when I was a Zentangler and just a bunch of my random stuff I tend to stick on the walls. And over here is my storage system, which I absolutely love. They're IKEA shelves. Lots of bins. A lot of my bins are marked with what's in them or clear so I can see what's in them. My record player for listening to music. Some antiques from the family. All my civic stuff down there on the floor on the bottom and my stamps. Coming around, some paints. My closet with stacks of books and mediums and just general stuff. I tend to have a lot of stuff. And here, let me see if I can back up, the room's so small, is my big easel. It was a great find. I bought it on yard sale, used, and I keep a big canvas on there for smearing extra paint. So that's the basis of an upcoming painting. Some other artwork just sitting on it. Stacks of stuff underneath. That bag, I need to get rid of what's in that bag. Sort it out. Oh, my cutting tools. My heat gun hangs there on the side. Can you see it? And I allow myself one junk bin right there. It's a big cardboard box that I put everything in. Scraps and papers and memorabilia and I don't know, just I allow myself that one junk heap right there. So there's just a little, oh, as a side note, this is new. It's an old CD rack that I painted lilac, and the CDs are in there. They're old data CDs with photos and stuff on it, but it stores pens nicely. So I've been organizing some pens into there. I'm really liking that. So let me switch my camera view to my journal flip. Okay. That little tour I gave you of my studio just now, I actually filmed a couple of weeks ago. And then my plans for my videos changed, yada yada. But everything's still the same, but I do have a nice new little addition, a rolling cart my daughter-in-law gave me, a white rolling cart from Michael's. So I hope you enjoyed the studio tour, and I'm going to follow that up with some journal flips. I am 2 journals behind on doing flips. I don't know if I'll get to both today or one, but this is January, February. And look, today's the end of May. So this is my January, February Strathmore. This is a mixed media journal. It has 64 pages, which 64 sides, 32 pages. And the paper is not as textured and not as thick as their watercolor pad. And I'll get to the differences when I get to my next journal. So I'm going to try, I promise not to chat too much. Some people love lots of chat. Some people want me to move it on. It's hard. I'll try and fall somewhere in the middle. So January, February, this week we were on vacation in Virginia Beach, and you'll see a whole lot of art in this journal from that week of vacation. I was very productive. It was a wonderful vacation. So here are some notes. Our children's theater tickets, some memorabilia. We went to see a comedy of tenors at the Walnut Street Theater. And this was I should have looked it up. I'm sorry, there was a YouTube video about mindless doodling. So I did this, and of course I had to put in a face. But that's all fountain pen work. These two, I'm really unhappy with her. I'm embarrassed to show her. She's a beautiful woman, and she's scary there. But this was all pen work with, this was like Bic pens, and this was, I'm sure, fountain pens. And she's okay. I don't like her. So there's some writing, and I kept the reference picture in there. These pages, Wendy Brightbill had a 30-day creative challenge, and I love Wendy Brightbill's art, but when I do it, it doesn't, hers looks beautiful, mine looks awkward. So this was one of her lessons, and this was another one that she doodled these beautiful flowers, and mine looked like crap. So I did a light wash of gesso over it and put a face, but her lesson was under there. I have to admit I didn't follow through for the 30 days because I enjoy looking at her art, but it's not my style to make art. These two pages are interesting. This was an Elegant Writer. I love Elegant Writer and the way it bleeds out in colors. And this was my Lamy fountain pen with Monteverde black ink, which bleeds out slightly different colors. But look at this similarity. I like them both. Fountain pen art. This was the first lesson of the year-long series I purchased from Cara Bullock Art called Let's Face It, 2019. And the first lessons were all intense pencil drawings. And I thought, oh, I really don't want to draw realistic faces. It's too much work. But I dove in and I did this lesson, and it just goes to show you, try things you don't want to do. This touched off a whole really interesting series of work for me. So this was the first main lesson with Cara Bullock. I used a different reference picture. She provided a reference picture. I used my own. It's all graphite and a stump. I enjoyed it. Oh, I don't like her either. I really messed up her dress. I don't like the way the pastel crayons worked on this paper, but something went wrong in the background, so I painted it over in acrylic. I'm surprised I didn't paint over her shirt, because that's awful. This is one of the things where this started evolving. I did her face, no reference picture, kind of made her up, and then the pen work, and I was like, ooh, I love this. Let's see where this goes. This was a live stream with Christy Sobolewski, where we were painting with acrylic paints. And I tried my crackle medium that's been sitting in my supplies unused by Plaid for the first time ever. So you put down one coat of acrylic paint, you put down your medium, and then you put another coat of acrylic paint on top. I'm just using craft paints, and it crackles. I expected it to crackle more, but it's really cool. I should do more with that. It's a good texture. Here we continue with that graphite pencil work. Here she's got collage and pen work and the graphite. Here's graphite, acrylic paint, and Neo Color 2 crayons. Christy showed us somewhat of this. And this was a pattern on one of my shirts. I like the flowers, so I copied it onto there. I like this. Now, I love these. They're obviously graphite portraits, acrylic backgrounds. This one has some pen work added. And this is Neo Color crayon on top of the acrylic paint. Moving along, Lucy Cook lesson in Let's Face It. You know, her lesson was very extensive. You could have done 20, 25 pencil studies from, but I did one. It's not my thing, but I did it, and I learned from it, and that also turned into other things. This was another lesson with Joan Martin. Joan Martin's art is incredible. This was tedious, and it didn't turn out as nearly as beautiful as hers. But it was a learning lesson, all done with ballpoint pen. I think I did a pencil. I know what I did. I did a colored pencil face, and I didn't like it, so I painted over it, and she turned out kind of cute. I like her. This was my page about the super blood wolf moon eclipse we had that night. My husband and I really enjoyed going out and looking at it every 10 minutes in the freezing weather. So I did a page reminiscent of that. Two more pages that I absolutely love. The same principle. I told you, a lesson I didn't want to do turned into a whole series. I did a video on this one. I love them both. This one, my grandson saw me doing, my grandson who just turned 9, and was like, "Mom, can I help you with that?" And he did some of these lines over here on this side with my fountain pen, but he was struggling with the fountain pen. It's a different grip the first time you use one, and for a kid it was hard. So we started this page, and I let him try my different fountain pens. So this is a collaboration page. He did some of this, I did this. He was trying the different pens. It was really fun. And this is just one more girl, mixed media. There's several different things going on there. I like her. This girl, I like her. My husband thought it was odd. It was one of the few negative reactions I got from my husband. I guess it's just too much for him. It's like a, I don't know, kind of a flower power thing. Simple page. This page to me probably took me 10 minutes. I slapped it together, and it was one I got the most likes and comments for on Instagram. I can never figure that out. People love that page. Christy Sobolewski stencils. I like her face, the way she's done it. I'm not even sure what I did. Is that water-soluble pencil maybe on top of acrylic? This girl, I was practicing looking up, so I found a nice reference picture, had her looking up. I did this on a Saturday morning, and then I put collage around it. I love this. And wouldn't you know, the lesson, the next lesson 2 days later that came out on Monday on Let's Face It was how to draw faces looking up. I love when that kind of stuff happens. This was a video. It's probably my most watched video that I did using a small jelly plate. Check that out. Another video I did about recollections, watercolor crayons. And this page I did using the same crayons and a Pentel brush pen on top. That was my brush pen that exploded. Was it? Yeah, it was the pocket brush. Exploded. I didn't know it. It was on my sofa, on my iPad, on my nightgown, because I was doing this on the sofa. I threw that one out. Fountain pen work. This is a video. I don't like her face now that I look back. It's rather muddy, but quick pencil sketch. It was a reference picture. I liked the girl with her hat and the wildflowers around her. I don't know if that'll ever turn into something else, but that's a good reference to have. Using up leftover paint, I believe. I had scraped it on with a card, went over with some Stabilo All, I believe. This is a video I did. You can check that out. This girl, oh, I like her. Her face is great. Her head wrap was great, and I really botched the earrings. They're too much. I wish I could go back and do it over. I would just do a hint of earrings right now. It looks like dog paws or something hanging there. That's a shame. I feel like I ruined her. Love these two girls. Mixed media. This is a mixture of fountain pen and watercolor. This is a brush pen. This girl is some acrylic. I believe this is the Jane Davenport Mermaid marker. This white Sakura Signo pen on top. I like her. I like her expression. I like everything about her. More fountain pen. Another fountain pen. She looks rather like a, I don't know, 70s Barbie doll. But it's cute. I love this color ink. This girl I mentioned in my video. That's right, the Power Pastels. I was trying to make them work. Didn't like her face, but I was intrigued by the background. I was on vacation, and I filmed that video on vacation, and this is a lot of our memorabilia from Jill, don't be blank, Virginia Beach. While we were on vacation in Virginia Beach, I went to Michael's, and they had a super sale. I happened to be in there picking up something else, and the Jane Davenport, everything of her new line was 40% off, and then I had an extra 20. I ended up getting these for 60% off, and this is her, she calls it Matchmaker acrylic, where this is your basic face paint, but you can lighten it or darken it. So this was my experiment with it. I don't know. The jury's out. I guess what I really don't like is the orange color of her hair, but I was using the paint I had with me, and I think this is one of her other tubes of orange. I don't know. Her face is muddy and dirty looking. I have to try more with this. I don't know what to tell you. That was the one time I used them, and now they sit. Typical Jill, typical. Another, I love Danielle Mack. I was a patron of hers on Patreon for a while. I just think she's a beautiful person, and her art is beautiful, and I learn a lot from her. She had this lesson on Let's Face It. Isn't she pretty? Watercolor and colored pencil. This was my video I did on vacation using the those Jane Davenport crayons. I can't even think of what they're called. You can tell I had a lot of time on vacation. I used my fountain pens, did these girls, all this doodling, all this writing. It was beautiful, sitting by the beach. More memorabilia, different places we went. I did this video there in Myrtle Beach, so that's a video you can check out, mixed media. And this girl, you could tell I had time. This is a dolphin. We watch dolphins every day. Our condo overlooked the beach. Lots of doodling. Once again, the graphite face and the acrylic and such background. Watercolor acrylic. Some pencil sketching. I used a little bit of stump to blend that one, but this one's not blended at all, and I love her. I guess I never sprayed fixative, which is why the deli paper's still in there. I'll have to take it outside and spray them. I love her. She might turn into something as well. She just has a bright expression, cool hair. That was another fast sketch. I don't like her as much. I don't know. I just felt like slapping some watercolor around. I made some made-up flowers, no reference picture, leaves, some doodling. More fountain pen work, fountain pen, my to-do list. This, I love this. This was another Let's Face It lesson, Angela Kennedy. This took me forever. It was kind of painful. It's not my style, but I did learn from it. This one, I probably finished in 10 minutes. I used a reference picture of a woman looking up because I was trying to have her, you know, I try different head tilts and different expressions. These are mermaid markers and one of the Pentel brush pens, and I love this. This is powerful. I would like to do more of this. And that's another one. If you want a video on this, let me know in the comments. But Angela Kennedy does beautiful art. Don't get me wrong. Just this one is not me. She also did another one in Let's Face It where you worked on wood with colored pencil. This was the lesson. Love it. Her art is beautiful. I was on vacation, so this is what I went to Michael's for when I got the paint, was this. So I did another face of my own style. And then I did a study of Botticelli's Venus. These were all fun. I hope the glare isn't too much. I put a gloss medium on them. So anyway, it's not my journal, but some of the art I did outside of my journal. This was from a Christy live stream. Christy, you recognize, kind of stole your hairstyle there. And this was memorabilia from the Philadelphia Flower Show, which was March 2nd to 10th. This was something I cut out from there. My photo of my husband's entry in the flower show. His, you know, my entry ticket. These are things that come in my fountain pen orders from gouletpens.com. And there's that journal. Woohoo, one done. Are you patient? Are you willing for me to do the next one and get it done? So I'll be pretty much caught up on my journals. Now this is March and April. The other one was the mixed media journal. This one is the watercolor journal. The paper is fabulous. It feels as thick as almost cardboard. I almost felt guilty having this quality paper in a journal. I was like, well, I can't just do a simple pencil sketch on this beautiful paper. But I got over that. I got past it. It also has a lot less pages. It has 48 sides, 24 pages. So this has 48 pages, and this one has 64. So there was less pressure on me to finish the whole journal in 2 months. I know that sounds odd, but this up here, I just want to make a quick note. A friend at work gifted me these Santoro dual tip pens. They're kind of like a Copic, I suppose, a different brand. And they're alcohol markers, which I don't have any of. These are my first ones. So she brings me the markers to my desk, and I do a quick little, I said, oh, let's test them, Nancy. So I put this down, and this page was already done, and they went through this super thick paper. So that was a lesson learned. Something must have gone wrong with her face. I put some acrylic over it, doodled, fountain pen. This was a new color ink I got, this smoky gray. Fountain pen art, pencil work. I don't know why some of that blue-green is transferring from that page to that. She's beautiful, isn't she? This was a Emma Lefebvre video, how to make layered watercolor flowers. It was trickier than I thought. I started getting the hang of it. I could probably do more practice on that. It was a nice little video. Thank you, Emma. This I did a video on with highlighters. You could check that out. That was interesting. This is just all fountain pen art. I started getting into hats, pulling different reference pictures off of YouTube. Both of these are videos. This one and this are 2 separate videos. Check those out. Another fountain pen girl with a hat. I like this pattern in the background. This is the girl, the only time I used these. And I like her so much better than her. Look, this was my first and only try at using these markers on a face, and I think it's beautiful. There's your third option. Do you want me to do a video on that, doing a face with alcohol markers? I will honestly say I have to practice a little more before I do a video. I've only used them once. That was just swatching them out to see what colors they had. So since I knew this was going to bleed through, I did acrylic on this side to cover up any bleed through. Another Danielle Mack lesson in Let's Face It. Thank you, Danielle. It's beautiful watercolor and colored pencil, and a little bit of my Fine Tech metallics in there. Fountain pen art doodles. This never gets old. I could do this every day. More? Oh, this was started with Christy during a live stream where she was doing patterning, and thank you, Christy. I like that. I already do a lot of patterning, but it inspired me to do it in a slightly different way. This girl, she looks full of energy. She almost looks like a fitness trainer, doesn't she? But she's cute. This was a video, glass bead gel and Magicals. That's right. This was using leftover ink, and I put a face on top of it and more of that background patterning. Based on Christie's kind of creating a scene. I love this girl. It's all fountain pen, and I guess I threw in a little, I don't know if that's ink or, I think that's all fountain pen ink in the back. Like she's out by some water, which is my favorite place to be, anywhere I'm near water. Christie's live stream, this like alien landscape, kind of a sci-fi thing. Thank you, Christy. That was a good one. These are started with graphite, watercolor on top, some colored pencil. 2 kind of dreamy girls. I like them both. More fountain pen work. This is my absolute, probably my top fountain pen ink color is this earth brown. Something big was going on this day. I needed to do some serious journaling. So I did this kind of design on top. These are all my different fountain pen inks. I wanted, I guess, to put them together. I don't know. This was a video using my Sizzix machine, and I used that blue ink over here and did these 3 girls. Now, these 2 are good. Something went a little wrong with her. Another beautiful color ink. That's my strongest color of ink. I like the way I wrapped it around the back and didn't cut it off. And that tipped off a whole thing on using the green in here. It's funny how that works. Christy was doing a live stream where she got the fine line masking fluid. And I love this stuff. I've used it an awful lot, and there's still a lot left in the bottle. So this is fine line masking with watercolor on top. This is watercolor with my Signo pen on top. It's interesting. It's like all in the same family but reversed. I like doing this. I could sit, it's meditative for me to do line work. I never finished a background on her. I think I intended to do one. Graphite and line work. Some new stencils from Christy at Gulf Sprite. I'm in her stencil club. So she has this little face stencil and these flower stencils. I was experimenting with them for the first time. Another live stream. Christy, I love this. Thank you so much. She does these dreamy, just dreamy faces in watercolor. And she slapped the watercolor on and blew with a straw. Oh, I haven't done that in so long. It was so much fun. She's gorgeous. I love her. Timed drawings. I timed myself, gave myself a very short amount of time, pulled up 4 different face angles, reference pictures. Used a pen, no pencil, no erasing allowed. You get what you get. It's a good exercise. I like to do that regularly. Go faster, Jill. A watercolor picture. I picked a reference off of Pinterest. I did a video on this in gouache. I love her. She's beautiful. And I want to do more gouache work. I need more time. I think I need to retire or something. Same live stream with Christy. When we did this dreamy face, we did this dreamy face. And this is a lot of gouache watered down. And I don't know if it's all gouache or half gouache and watercolor and more blowing with the straw. Awesome. Mixed media face. I really like her. I like the flowers and the way they mirror in her beaded necklace. And the stormy kind of background. Love it. First attempt at a self-portrait. Does not look like me. I took a selfie. You'll see soon. Oh, doodle page with this fancy fish. Don't know why, but I love this fish, and I don't know why there's a fish on there, but it's all good. A girl, a plant, and a fish. Using up some more of the, this is the leftover from the die cuts, so I thought I'd create a border. Drew a girl. Oh, here we go. You're going to see my selfie. This is untouched. I would never let anybody see this picture. I also wear glasses every minute of every day, and it's odd to see myself without glasses. But I needed a serious reference picture, and this looks much more like me than the other one. I'm happy with this. So, look, this is what I look like. No makeup, no glasses. My circles under my eyes are not that bad. Trust me, I don't know why they look like that in that picture. But there's my self-portrait. Say that same live stream with Christy with the fine line mask. I must have done those flowers, but I don't know if I painted the face during that live stream. Maybe I did. There was a lot of time there. This is a video I did using this acrylic, black acrylic ink in a fine liner. So you can check that video out. I was working towards, oh, I hope I'm in the picture. I was working towards that other video I did for breast cancer awareness and I've been drawing different women with no hair in different ways to get comfortable with it. I love her. She's beautiful. My memorabilia page, card, birthday card. No, just a card from a coworker. Thank you, Eileen. There's another piece of memorabilia that was supposed to go here. It must have fallen in my bag. I'll check it out. So, there we go. Whew. 4 months of art journaling. January, February, March, and April. I hope it wasn't too tedious. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, let me know what future videos you would like, and I'll do the best I can. So have a beautiful holiday weekend. I did this journal flip partly because there's no editing required. I could just post it and go on and have fun and take my grandkids to the pool. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Let me know what you think of these journal flips, and I will see you in the next video.